Once there was a little angel, and she broke the rules of heaven. Now you cannot break the rules of heaven and get away with it, and so her punishment was to be banished. Banished? Banished from heaven, from paradise? No, she was so sad. And what she was most sad about was leaving her flowers. All the flowers that she loved so much, those blooms, those blossoms, that fragrance. As she wandered through the gardens of paradise for one last time before she had to leave, and she sobbed. She sobbed and she cried and she was so sad. And her friends, the flowers, they turned their faces towards her and they smiled up at her and they moved their tendrils towards her, and their fragrance surrounded her and lifted her. Oh, she thought she was going to die in that moment from happiness. And then she realized the blooms were asking her to take them with her. And she gathered the ones that she could. She didn't want to leave any of her favourites behind. She gathered all the blooms that she could in her arms. But she was a very small angel, and they were very large blooms. And so she could only carry a few. But she carried as big and enormous a bouquet as she possibly could manage. And then, with tears in her eyes and sadness in her heart, she left paradise. She left it all behind and came to earth. But as she was descending, her arms were so full of flowers she couldn't possibly hold them all. And 9 beautiful blooms fell from her arms and landed in the wide blue Atlantic Ocean. And there they stayed. And she sobbed so hard at losing these beautiful blossoms. But when she looked down and saw them there, she saw that they were happier than they'd ever been in paradise. They were the happiest that they had ever been. And through her sobs, she smiled and she realized that she should leave them there. And eventually, Portuguese mariners found them and called them the Azores. And there they lie today, still in the wide blue Atlantic Ocean. Flores is the name of one of them, the island of the flowers.